What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a little bit of a chat about One Piece TCG Regionals, which are coming up, because there's been a bunch announced, and we know what all the swag is going to be, and it sounds like fun. Now, there are a bunch of offline regionals that are happening all over the US, they're happening in Latin America, they're happening in Oceania, and they are, of course, happening in Europe as well. There's one in the Netherlands, and Italy, and Germany, and Spain. There's a bunch all over. Go and have a look. Seriously, I'll pop a link in the description. Go and have a look. But there is a bunch of stuff which is happening that we need to have a little bit of a chat about, including a mistake which might end up being better depending how you look at it. So what we've basically got here is a participation pack which gets you, well, what were the 7-Eleven promos when I was in Japan last August? We've got the Trafalgar Law from Starter Deck free, we got the promo 1 Luffy, the promo 3 Captain Kidd, and the promo 41 Gear 5 Luffy. Those 4 cards are in the participation pack, and you're supposed to get, for entry, 2 of those, which, assuming you don't get the same one twice, gives you half of the cards. Jobs are good 'un. And these are cool cards. They're ones that I picked up, like I say, in Japan. However, these are same cards, but this time they're stamped. But here's the thing. There has been a production error, and there has been an official announcement that goes like this. There was an unfortunate miscalculation with the number of one prize being produced, so there will be a change to participation pricing for the 2 offline regionals and LCQ in September. So these are only the ones happening in September. There are a bunch of offline regionals which are happening at other times, but these are the ones that are happening in September, so they are, of course, the last ones. And they are the ones happening in Mexico on the 28th of September, and New Zealand on the 14th and 15th of September. It specifically says it is the 2 in September, and so it's just those 2. If you're not going to those 2 regionals, it doesn't affect you, but if you are, it does. But what hopefully will affect you is my Whatnot stream. You know the deal. Whatnot.com/invite/the Joined in with that to get £10 credit. We're doing a PRB01 stream today. We've got a bunch of Parallel Dawn, a bunch of Pirate Flag Hollow, some other secret rares. It's going to be awesome. 7:30 p.m. UK time tonight. And if you don't want any cards, just come and chat One Piece with us. It's going to be fun. And essentially, you're not getting offline participation packs. You're getting online participation packs. But instead of getting 2, you're getting 4. Essentially, sorry, we're giving you the wrong ones, but have a couple of extra. Now, some people have suggested, well, hang on a second, they're just the same cards in a different pack. Not entirely. They are very, 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 very close, but they're not actually the same cards, because the offline regionals have the offline regional stamp, and the online regionals have the online regional stamp. Now, for a lot of people, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that a lot of people don't really care. And that may well be the case. However, it's still important to note because some people really care about this. Some people want a particular stamp. They don't want the online stamp when they're playing offline. It doesn't really matter for everyone, but for some people it does, and all I can say is, it's very similar. Literally yesterday or the day before, a couple of days ago, I told you about Bandai issuing an apology because of a misprinted card over in Japan. One of the cards from OP09 was accidentally printed without a trigger when it's supposed to have a trigger. And what I'm going to tell you here is the same thing I told you there. People make mistakes. And they've come out and honestly said it was a miscalculation. They accidentally produced too few, but they're going out of their way to fix it. Rather than just going, oh, sorry, gutted. They're going, look, we haven't made enough of these. You're going to have online instead of offline, which we are aware is not the same. So have 2 extras. And you know what? Yeah, that seems like a pretty good option to me. Obviously, the ideal situation here is that everybody goes along to the event and gets what they were supposed to get. Well, that's not happening, is it? They haven't got enough of them. And I know it seems like, well, hang on a second, you know, some of these coming along in September, surely they've got time to reprint this stuff. Nah, mate. They do not have time to reprint this stuff, unfortunately. So it's one of those things where you can be sad about this if you like. That's fine. But this is the way it is. Sorry about that. But again, you know, I want to give credit to Bandai here because, yeah, I'm making videos, a second video in a couple of days, a few days, where I've told you about a mistake they've made. But I'm covering One Piece TCG news. I need to cover this stuff. But it's not just pointing out the mistake. We're also got to give some love and some credit to Bandai here because both times they've turned around and gone, here is the problem. Here is an honest, you know, this is what happened. Here's what we're going to do to fix it. And you've got to give love to any company that's going to come out and say, sorry, we're messed up. Here's a solution. I think that's a good thing. Not that a mistake happened, but the way they're fixing it, I think, is a very good thing. So that's participation prizing. You also get just some booster packs. Yeah. For top 512, remember, you do get the Gear 5 Don. For top 256, you get the Monkey D. Luffy sleeves. And when you get to top 64, you get Charlotte Puddin'. When you get to top 16, you get Charlotte Katakuri and an invite to finals in North America. And for top 8, you get Charlotte Lin Lin, as well as your Serial Shanks. And then you've also got the second place playmat and the champion playmat. And yes, there are actually 3 versions of all the cards I showed you a minute ago. So you've got the participation pack version, which is cool. Interesting to note, you only get these for participating. So you get 2 packs with a total of 4 available cards, but they don't scale up at any point. You don't get extras for doing well in the event. You only get 2 for entering, and that's it. You do get a finalist set for making top 32. That is all 4 of them. And then you do get a winner set for actually winning the whole thing. A champion set, but you've got to actually win the whole regional to get the champion set. This is one of those situations where you can be upset about this, and that's absolutely fine. Now, some of this stuff we've gone through before, which is why we're going a bit faster. The change to pricing we had to talk about, but there's something else we haven't talked about yet, and that is the judge pricing, and not everyone is aware of this, so I thought it might be nice just at the end of this video to have a chat very quickly, because when you judge the event, you get judge packs, which are 1 card per pack, 12 types total. And there are some really good ones here. Highlights include Hina, and yes, it's the exact same card from Starter Deck 6 with a stamp on, but it's got a cool stamp. I've got some judge cards from judging, well, not judging, casting in the past, but same kind of deal. And they're beautiful, and I love them. For me, it's always about trying to get as many as possible. I almost completed the judge set. I think I was like 1 or 2 cards away. I need to go back and fix that. But the Hina that's free cost and on play lowers a character by 4 cost is obviously brilliant. Other highlights include Gadatsu, that on play KOs a character for cost equal to or less than the number of your opponent's life. The Zorojuro, that if you have 3 or less life, add a Don card from your Don deck active. All of these see a bunch of play. Ooh, the Bartolomeo, the counter plus 2k blocker, is a very cool card. These are ones that are seeing fairly significant play. For me, I like the Bello Betty from OP05, your generic Revolutionary Army searcher. On play, look at the top 5 cards, find a Revolutionary Army other than Bello Betty, whack it in your hand. It's awesome. The other cards available are the Killer from OP01, the Blocker, and Don X1 on block, and if you've got 3 or more characters, draw a card. Was a phenomenal card in the early meta, less so since. The Pacifista from OP01, that you can have as many as you like, and it's got Blocker. Love this card, it's my second favourite in terms of this particular pack. The Shirley from OP03, that's a blocker, but on play, look at 1 card from the top of yours or your opponent's life, and put it back at the top or bottom. Spiderweb, the only event card in the judge pack, It's got a counter that gives plus 4k to a leader or character and then sets a character to active, or as a trigger gives a 2k bump to your leader. We got the ulti from OPO4 that Don X1 when attacking returns a character with a cost of 2 or less to the owner's hand or the bottom of their deck. Love that you get the choice. The Pell from OPO5, Don X1 when attacking give one of your opponent's characters minus 2k for the turn. And then Miss Double Finger Zala, that's counter plus 2k, and on play, trash a card from your hand to add a Don card from your Don deck rested, or as a trigger, Don -1, play this card. So there we go. We've got a bit of a change to the pricing, but once again, Bandai going out of their way to fix things, which I think is good. And then, of course, a reminder about the regionals and look at the judge pack, all kinds of fun things. But we've done all that now, ladies and gentlemen. So now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of this in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.